Hey kids, can anybody guess the word of today? You got it? It's performative. The new word that everybody can't stop saying because they want to be different and make fun of other people for trying new things. And while this word's being passed around, used by people, calling other people performative just for doing the most normal things that anybody else would do, there are other buzzwords that people just start using just to seem different or trying to sound intellect, if you might say. And with the rise of buzzwords, you see people putting on these performances and acts, being performative, which is a buzzword. But, they put on these performances and these acts to just deceive that general audience or people in general, But majority of people will see right through them, and rightfully so. But then you'll have the people that will, support them and support whatever they do, essentially. And while that's not bad, you gotta look at the point that they're being fake, A lot of them are being fake. Not all of them, of course, but, they're just trying to deceive you or, play in your face or just push this propaganda. And with the performative word being passed around, we can all think of someone who was performative. And we can also think of someone who was very performative. Someone who we should all be thinking about. Kai Cenat. And no, I'm not gonna trash him or, throw around false narratives about him. No, I actually mess with the guy. I think he's cool. He's not my favorite content creator, but I still mess with him regardless. I'm not gonna call him like a Mossad agent or something like that. But honestly, I think with this whole vivet journey that he's doing, it's like performative and authentic. And I think it's authentic because, well, he actually has a genuine passion for his fashion brand, Him going into the fashion industry and learning stuff and, learning how to sew. I think that's cool. I think it's actually like him trying to find something new. Now, is it over the top? Maybe. Like, you can make your own assumption on that. But I guess with him, it's like he's just trying to figure stuff out. But then it's also the fact he is being performative as well. I can agree he is being very performative. Like him reading, recording himself reading. Nothing wrong with reading at all. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. You should be reading. Because a lot of you guys don't know how to read nowadays. And it's pretty concerning. So get off the phone, pick up a book, get your dick out of your hand and learn something. But whatever it is, it's obviously a PR stunt. It's a marketing strategy for their brand or just to market themselves essentially, because they already know like they're the most popular out there. They already know people like them. Like, they know all of this stuff. They just try to put on this mask to deceive other people by being like, hey, I'm like you. You should follow my journey or whatever because we can bond because I like this and you like that. And it's like, it's just kind of messed up in a way. Like, it's not the end of the world, but it's like, really? Like, they're your fans. They're like, they're the reason why you're here, and you're just gonna lie to them like that just for your marketing strategy and your brand? Like, I mean, I guess whatever it takes, but at least have some decency. And while everyone is bashing him for being performative, I don't blame them because, well, no one likes anyone who is fake or putting on an act. But I do think he's being authentic as well because of his whole fashion brand that he's making. Because, well, you can tell he has a genuine passion for it. But with the whole performative thing, you can also call someone who's doing that a larper. And with being a larper becomes great responsibility because you gotta be responsible for being the most fakest person out there, faking your whole personality, what you like, what you're into, just trying to fit into a crowd of people that, well, you want to be accepted by. And you never will. Just put it frank, you never will because you're not yourself. You're just trying to put on this act to just feel valid, you just want that acceptance. And obviously that's normal in people, that's just human nature, I guess. But honestly, you just need to be yourself because that's the only way you're going to be accepted. And it's the pattern of repeating something that someone else has been doing just because you want to fit in or you want to follow a trend, because, well, people are followers, they follow anything, so why not follow something that makes you feel validated? But that's only one side of being a larper. The other side, well, you could say Kai Cenat, but I've already covered him. But being the other side of a larper is just, well, you don't really have to fit in with anything. Like, you've always been the popular kid, you've always had friends, you've always just been accepted by everybody. You know, you've always been that quote unquote guy or girl or whatever. And it's like, now you're trying to pretend to be something you're not. For what? Like, everybody knows like what you like, everybody knows you, everybody already likes you. You don't have to feel validated anymore. It's like a dopamine rush for these people. I just don't know. But that's what happens when you become a larper. Since I already mentioned larp and performative, let me just name the many buzzwords that people just throw around. And the ones I can think of at the top of my head are obviously performative and larping or larp, avoidment attachment, sonder, overstimulated, stimming, parasocial, yearning, limerence, derealization, I guess genuinely, niche, bore knowledge, goislop. There's many other words as well, in which I can't really think of right now, but those are the ones I can name of, like, when I think about it. And what do they all have in common? Very extravagant, very proper, long forming words that people say to sound smart or intellectual. And that's just not the case. Because, well, obviously these terms have been around for ages, you know, they've always been around since the dawn of time. Like, they're not new at all, but you can kind of see the pattern we're getting here. It's also the fact that a lot of these buzzwords that you see in the comment section of Twitter or TikTok is that these words have been around in like niche communities in the internet for like ages. Like, they've been around for like a long time in these like very underground niche communities where they have their own slang and lingo, but then it becomes so mainstream that, well, everybody uses it and everybody just wants to articulate themselves with it just to feel, I guess, well, as I said, fit in. And what all this is just basically sheep mentality, where people mainly on TikTok just see someone use a word and then they follow it, and then, yeah, just sparks everywhere. It's just sheep mentality, and no one with an actual functioning brain that can think for themselves or like articulate themselves in a manner in which, you know, they can express themselves without following other people or following words that everyone is using. But no matter how slang is found or lingo is found, it's always going to get ruined by some corny motherfucker because of how they use it, the way they use it, and just overusing it in general, you know, just making it corny essentially. But I'm sure many other buzzwords will come out in the near future, run the whole internet of people just saying it over and over again, you know, be corny after a while, just the same cycle. Or maybe in the near future we'll actually see people using these words, these buzzwords, in a rightful manner, like actually using it in their right meaning, instead of just throwing it around, just trying to sound like they know what they're talking about. But at the end of the day, it's all up for debate. And honestly, that's just me though.